bottom room, both teams with a lot of reinforcements inbound. But they will just disengage here. They've not lost the gem either. Picked up ROTK. Lanham just carrying this baby around, trying to get some vision control for the team. Only one observer ward down for the Dire, or two rather. One down bottom and then one in their jungle here. Not a huge amount of intel for VP around the map.
Anti-Mage finding Storm Spirit. There's the Orchid on CTY though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is scary. Illidan pokes up. He sees it and goes, I don't know if I want to go on that. Instead, they jump onto FNG. Orchid deployed. That should be a kill on the Shadow Shaman. The Soulburn finishes him off, but CTY just gets blasted by the Laguna call down. Yang comes in. Static Link is on, draining what damage he can. Only plus 56. And it looks like this will be just a 1-for-1. Long-range Splinter Blast connects on G. But eHome kind of on the back foot here. Yang just in the front lines kind of poking at him. But now the dunk from Phobos does some good damage. Winter's Curse deployed in return. BKB deployed by Yang. He'll stay in the front lines. Now they want to turn it around. Illidan reinitiates, but there's the Supernova to do some extra damage. Yang loses the BKB. CTY's back. And they'll finish off the Anti-Mage. He does have the Aegis of the Immortal. He'll be coming right back. And the Orchid right away. CTY, what a player. They lock him down and make it a great fight for the Radiant. There was a buyback on the Rubik to make that happen. The Storm did not need to buy back. It's just those Bloodstone charges that allowed him to respawn so quickly.
Yeah, they had to be more cognizant of the fact that he was going to respawn fast. And it's tough. You get a kill and you're like, oh my god, we killed the Storm, the guy that's really difficult to kill. And you think you can stay around and fight because things look all right. But look, he just jumps back in and respawns. Might be able to kill FNG. He's still got to force. He gets killed in one pull duration, and all of a sudden, because they forgot about that Storm, they're losing kill after kill after kill. Aegis and Refresh on Anti-Mage, the Aegis and his second life on Anti-Mage. They've lost Lina, they've lost Shadow Shaman a second time, all because they weren't mindful of that cooldown. And it's so important to look up, but it's so difficult to have that fundamental thing about Dota changed in your mind, where wow, somebody respawns really fast and you don't hear the buyback sound.
Yeah. Well, VP handing over a bit more than they intended to in the aftermath of that first skirmish. CTY does let the Gyro get away, instead goes for the free kill on FNG, and then ultimately finishes off Lil as well. They get that Tier 2 tower mid, and gives them the gold gain to be right back where they were, about 4K or so, net worth lead, 3K experience. ROTK now level 13, 2,300 gold. We'll start seeing some items pop onto this Phoenix. Probably a Shiva's Guard. Pretty core item on this hero. Always good to have against an Anti-Mage, Gyro, Lina, all these auto-attacking heroes.
You might think it's bad because it increases his mana pool, but it also really decreases the attack speed of his illusions.
Yes.
Anti-Mage doesn't buy that many agility items usually unless he goes for a butterfly. And if he skips that, then his illusions are basically just at his base agility and the Manta style. So, silence on Illidan now. He may end up dying right out of a fissure.
Oh, yeah. I think the Soul Burn could be enough. They've even got the Winter's Curse there to make sure he's locked down. Nothing Illidan could do. He even had the fissure from his friendly Earthshaker there. Not enough.
It was kind of poor positioning, I think. He was very close to a Tier 1 tower. They may have been going into the jungle anyways to go find him and kill him. So, again, he goes down. Still doesn't have an ultimate orb. No Manta in sight.
In the mid lane, deployed on the tower. FNG will get the tower kill. CTY wants to continue the chase, but just can't quite do it. Now running low on mana. Lil on the high ground, left behind, but the Fiery Spirits will miss, and they will no longer pursue.
Oh, and the ward's got the tower?
Yep.
That's pretty good for VP there. I mean, the Storm will get the last hit, but that one was a lot, 38.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold, though. If you kill all of the roster wards, that's as much as a hero kill.
Yeah, it's about 250 at least. Yeah. They're about 28 to 35.
So, I guess given the position VP is in, every little bit helps, but definitely not coming for free.
Yep, definitely not. So, Shadow Shaman up to 700 gold. BKB's up on Gyrocopter, so he's ready to fight. Anti-Mage not ready to fight. At this point, Anti-Mage should have Manta, maybe a BKB, maybe his third item, maybe halfway through his third item, and he still doesn't have his ultimate orb even. He needs the Manta to be survivable against the Orchid, and those early ganks for eHome completely put a kink in VP's plans.
Yep, no doubt about it. Now, eHome is just in control of this game. There's the plate mount out on ROTK. DDC's been able to pick up the Glimmer Cape on Winter Wyvern. And Yang probably just moving into an Assault Karas, given that Phoenix already has a plate mail as well.
Storm's just running around like crazy here, doing super aggressive things. He's got 11 Bloodstone charges, so pretty good mana.
Yeah. CTY's feeling good this game. He's had a pretty good showing so far. 6-1-3 in 28 minutes, rather. Only a few outer towers remaining here for VP. If you look at Radiant Vision, they've only got a couple wards down, but pretty aggressive. One lane ward here in the mid and then one down bottom. They will start to pressure this bottom tier 1, and VP or bottom tier 2 as VP move into the tier 1 up top. Looks like they'll be able to finish this off and maybe even come back to mounted defense.
I think a trade is okay here for VP. They're already far behind. They can't really take a team fight. Storm could very easily just outplay them and make everything really terrible. They have to get the Manta done, and they're very close now. eHome drawn on the map. They know where they're at, and there's the traded tower. Razor gets the kill, and now they're TPing back. That's Rubik first.
Okay.
Razor next. They drop the wards, and they're out.
Glyph used by eHome. Manta now picked up by Anti-Mage. Okay. So that definitely makes a big difference here. Yang will just come in and try and clear up these wards.
No.
Just a fissure.
It's too dangerous, honestly, because all that has to happen is Phoenix dives forward, casts Fire Spirits and ultis, and then VP has to either kill the egg instantly or they have to retreat. And at that point, they're already committed.
Yeah.
So absolutely not safe to go in on that, especially he's got BKB. If you stop the chain stun, you definitely lose the fight.
And now, speaking of BKB, CTY completes his, coming out on the courier right now. Storm just continuing to get momentum. 16K net worth. Quite a big bump over that of the Anti-Mage, the leading farmer here for VP. Even the Gyro as well. Gia isn't farming poorly, but not particularly well either. Now moving into a Morbid Mask. Probably that HOD, eventually a Satanic. It still has a ways to go before he really gets scary.
Yeah, his HP's a bit low for the Storm as well, because Storm's damage is very largely magical, so even grabbing a Helm of the Dominator doesn't help that much versus him.
Yeah.
So most of the time he's just kind of hopping around and evading damage. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Phobos also gets his 4-staff completed here, so more mobility for him.
That's really good for an Earthshaker, especially against the Storm Spirit. If he gets Orchided, he's going to have a solution to himself. He doesn't have to worry about the supports to save him. Lena actually working towards a Yule's. Still far, though. Staff, Sage's Mask. He's missing about 1,400 gold or so. That'll be really good against Storm, because oh, never mind. Storm has a BKB.
Yep.
It's useless. He can use himself, I guess. Phobos might run into the enemy team, breaks their smokes. He gets the blink away really nicely down there. I don't know if he was trying to break smokes, but I feel like I keep seeing the really mobile heroes doing that. They move. Moon Meander did that a couple times as well. He moves towards where the opponents are, stands on the high ground, waits till he breaks the smoke, and then blinks away, because that's such a big advantage. It's like the difference between you basically gamble with your life at like a 30 to 40% chance of dying, but you also, if you do die, it's only one hero instead of potentially forcing your team to take a bad team fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to commit to those fights, and if you just break the smoke, it just lets your team continue to play passive and potentially outfarm your opponents.
Definitely a positive expected value for those kind of singleton breaking smoke plays. Now Blink Dagger on the Rubik. This has definitely turned into a more passive game here. Both sides just kind of sitting back and farming. CTY looking for opportunities to pick up ganks, but not being hyper aggressive here and not taking any undue risk for the most part, just dropping remnants as he goes. Also controlling runes pretty effectively. I do worry that eHome are giving this Anti-Mage just a little too much space to recover. They've done a good job shutting him down, but they need to keep this up.
There's the 10-second BKB. It's gone. Oh, he messes up the ball.
Oh,
he has to suicide. Ooh, that's pretty big. He loses some Bloodstone charges. That means he respawns slower next time. Each Bloodstone charge reduces the respawn time by 4 seconds. So if he loses about 6 there, that's pretty big. That's like 24 seconds. 24 seconds is massive in the early game. That's the difference, and especially because they have so many towers up, that he could actually TP close to a team fight. So a little bit of a greedy play there, and VP sitting around S5 completely pays off there. 10-second BKB, and he loses a bunch of charges.
Yep. Shivas comes out on ROTK, so still item progression for eHome. But they need to be a little careful here. Maybe they're waiting for the Assault Kuros to be finished. Well, there it is. Comes out onto Yang. They do have this kind of trio of core items not completed. Illidan, he pops the Manta, tries to run back, but yeah, the Winter's Curse is there after the telekinesis. Now they'll follow up with plenty of damage, or is it? Stolen Blink. Scoot. He'll end up going down regardless. Double 4-staff, still not enough. TP home from the Shadow Shaman will keep him alive.
Again, Illidan is just a little bit too close to the battle, and he gets killed yet another time. It's how many deaths now? 6 deaths on him. Very uncharacteristic for him on Anti-Mage. He's got to feel tilted. The early pressure was huge. His battle fear is delayed, but he keeps pushing up too far, and that's consistently where he's dying.
Well, Roshan respawn now. This is Rosh number 2 with Anti-Mage in the grave. eHome should feel pretty comfortable here. VP did get the last Rosh pretty easily. Looking at Dire Vision, they have absolutely no wards down. This early gem pickup from eHome is really working out well, and they will not be able to contest this. Aegis will most likely go to Storm here. I guess actually no, Yang has the open inventory slot. No, so does CTY. Yeah, I mean, Storm is like the best Aegis carrier. I can't imagine giving it to the Razor.
Especially because he's very easily killed by an anti-mage ulti. If he overextends his mana a little bit and his BKB's gone, bam, he gets blown up. Yep. Very oftentimes with the rest of his team, but if it's just him by himself and he respawns with full mana and the mana void's down, then all of a sudden, like, you look at the enemy team and there's nothing they have to worry about, really.
Yeah. So eHome, they've got pretty much everything they need here. Purge, Shivas, AC, BKB on the Storm. I think they should try a smoke rotation or something. Stay aggressive, and while they're drawing some lines on the mini-map, looks like they may take heed to that advice.
It's probably going to be a Razor push out the lane while everybody else smokes behind. And eventually gets there and sets up.
It feels like a good time to strike with Illidan still struggling to get his footing.
Yeah, once he gets his heart, things will be a bit easier, or the Reaver, that is. It's 500 HP, so it'll make a big deal. We'll see if he stacks this one here. Might just kill it on time. Oh yeah, he's got the damage.
Oh yeah, baby.
So that's a triple stack of Ancients. He'll be happy with that one. And that should be his Reaver then when he completes it. Somebody's close. It's CTY, actually. Really bad for Phobos. Forces, doesn't get high ground. A second Force Staff. Okay.
Makes it up.
Usually he doesn't make those mistakes, but didn't quite make it.
Close call. ROTK very close to level 16. They may want to try delaying this fight until they get that upgraded Supernova and strike right when that baby's at its peak.
I don't even think he's a threat, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, killing the Supernova is good and all, but their biggest important thing is keeping their supports alive to Storm and not letting Anti-Mage die either. The Reaver's up, though, so he's got about 2200 HP, much needed HP. And if things go perfect for VP, Anti-Mage would take a ton of damage, get his ulti off, and then blink out. And then they should be able to win the fight afterwards, easily. Glimmer Cape on FNG as well. This guy's got items. What's going on?
The Dream. Have the Storm blow his full mana pool, get that big mana void, win the fight.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, see if Illidan can pull it off.
He's got a whole 3k gold, though, so that'll start him slowly, maybe not so slowly, on his Sheepstick most likely. Because extra disables versus Anti-Mage is the way to go.
Always
two
good.
Options.
Yeah.
Same goes for the supports.